That's the ticket. The one you got for staying in a parking space too long. And Jeremy Hohola wants to know if a parking ticket quota also had something to do with it. Colorado's battle over construction defects law is completely boring. Unless you own a home, want to own a home, want housing costs to go down, or want people to be safe in those homes. A teenager shall lead them. My conversation with the 19-year-old chairman of a county Republican party, including what he makes of President Trump. Denver made the Oscars last night in an unflattering way. Someone should have painted them a better picture, like this artist in a skyscraper. We meet the woman who got internet famous for slamming into a rock during our live stream. And the return of a viewer favorite. Is the A-line working today? No, you have to wait. It's called a tease. For next. First, though, we are keeping an eye on a situation outside Colorado Springs tonight where a brush fire has led to the evacuation of more than 600 homes. And there are students being held right now at Ellicott schools rather than take buses back into that area where the fires now burned 7,000 acres. This is southeast of the Springs in El Paso County, and the fire can be seen from Schriever Air Force Base. We're not going to hit you with the same video and facts over and over again, but if something significant changes, if there are any injuries reported or homes lost, we'll certainly let you know right away. No one survived the crash of a flight school plane into a reservoir in Larimer County today. 2 people were killed when that Cessna 172 went down in Culver Reservoir. It got us wondering whether pilots are trained to bring a plane in distress down on the water, if there's any kind of advantage to doing that versus putting it down on dry land. And our aviation expert, former NTSB investigator Greg Feith, says he doesn't see any reason why a pilot would come down on water, especially this time of year. I would guess that there are a lot of people who have heard that construction defects are an annual battle at the state capitol, but couldn't say right off exactly why that matters. So it's specifically about condos and whether making it tougher to sue condo builders would result in more housing in Denver or whether it would just result in more poorly built places to live. Politics guy Brandon Rittiman breaks this down pretty well.
Right off the bat, let's stipulate there's a lot of money on both sides of this issue. Builders would rather not worry about being sued by condo owners. Trial lawyers would rather not lose clients because those lawsuits become impossible. Caught in the middle? Real people. One side points to real people who've had problems with condos and needed to sue to make it right. The other side points to real people who want affordable homes and have a hard time finding a condo to buy. They argue the reason builders are putting up apartments all over town instead of condos is fear of lawsuits.
In a healthy economy, Brandon, you're going to have 20 to 25% of all of your home units are going to be condos or townhomes. In Colorado, we have 2 to 3%. So we have robbed. Bad policy has taken away home ownership opportunities.
But his side can't prove fear of lawsuits is the main reason developers build apartments instead of condos. And there is another reason for it. Rents are high. There is a lot of money to be made by renting units instead of selling them. That is all thanks to the market, supply and demand. On the flip side, you have people arguing builders should be sued if they build bad condos.
What we need is quality developers and builders in this city that are not afraid to stand behind their product. The homeowners should not be paying the price for them.
That side is trying not to focus on the idea it could be cheaper to settle these things out of court. The builders do have one big piece of protection in Colorado law already. Homeowners have to give builders a chance to inspect and fix a problem before suing over it. The debate at the Capitol is whether to do something more to protect builders, like requiring mediation or arbitration instead of court, or forcing all of the homeowners in the development to vote before suing. For Next, I'm Brandon Rittiman.
Haven't asked this in a little while, but we always wonder, is the A-line working today? The train to the plane? Yes, it is. Congratulations to everyone involved in this Herculean feat. The train to the plane today does not involve scrambling off of a stop train to find a bus, a taxi, or an Uber to get to your flight in time. Is the G-line running today? No, of course it's not. It can't open until federal regulators sign off on the fixes to the A-line. Now, you heard RTD come on next and promise that that G-line would be open by the end of 2017. As we end the second month of the year, RTD says this long-promised line between Union Station and Wheat Ridge is going to open soon. I put the air quotes around it so you know that it's a direct quote from RTD, and also because I'm not sure if it'll happen. It should not be this hard. It should not be this hard to find a location for a mailbox in Denver that, one, doesn't interfere with handicap accessibility, and two, isn't stuck on someone else's private property. But that stupid mailbox is 16th and Gilpin, the one that we've been chronicling since August, has been torn out and moved again. The post office tells us it will work with City Public Works this time to get it right. They're going to re-pour some concrete on the corner for what we hope will be a permanent home for the mailbox. Well, maybe it was getting that mailbox moved that caused viewers to ask us for a heavier lift. The now infamous rock at Colorado Mills Shopping Center in Lakewood, the one that has been claiming cars and trucks and SUVs for a long time, including last week when we live streamed the rock just to see how often it would happen. Thousands of you watched and laughed when it happened to a wonderful woman named Gail Powell.
And this is the magic term.
Gail and her friend Pat are in Lakewood, headed in the direction of Boulder.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, right.
The target boulder.
I thought I just pulled some boneheaded stunt. I didn't realize that that's a common occurrence with that rock.
It's Gail's first time back to Colorado Mills since what we'll call the incident. It was watched on Facebook by tens of thousands.
I was absolutely and totally terrified. I was terrified that the car was going to go over.
Gail did not know she was live on the interwebs. Her friend told her.
I got the email from Gail that said what had happened to her, and I thought, wow, that sounds a lot like what I just saw in that video. So I sent her the email and said, Gail, is this you?
And I watched it, and I wrote back and I said, indeed it is.
That boulder got its money's worth.
This is what I picked up off of the street. As you can see, this piece is also loose. I'm guessing it's going to be in the vicinity of at least $500.
Now Gail wants the mall to take responsibility, now that she knows that before the incident, there were many more incidents. She was just the latest to run into a local landmark of sorts, the target boulder.
I think they should pay for that damage. I think they ought to pay for any damage to any vehicle that gets damaged from their negligence.
Pay damages, spray paint it neon yellow, something. About an hour ago, we got a response from Colorado Mills, and this is some real fine PR speak here. You'll love this. They say, quote, the safety and security of our shoppers, retailers is always our #1 priority at Colorado Mills. Our team is currently reviewing the parking lot median near Target. Does that mean they're going to move the rock? No idea. Does that mean that they're acknowledging any liability? No idea. Here's the deal, Colorado Mills. You seem like wonderful folks. I enjoy your mall, but let's sort this out soon, because I've been riding that mailbox for 6 months now. We do not want to be talking about your rock come August. So if you follow me or Jeremy Hohola on Twitter, you might have seen us talking about an investigation that he's been working on, looking into what some people are calling a ticket quota in Denver's Parking Enforcement Division. Now, Jeremy does serious journalism, but he's not afraid of a little levity.
The city of Denver says parking citations are used to get people to move out of parking spots. Well, something's really interesting going on back here. Look, a right-of-way enforcement vehicle. And what's really interesting, look at this. The meter is expired. Wow. Are you going to ticket yourself?
Public Works handles tickets. Respond on Twitter saying, thanks, Jeremy. They'll remind employees they have to play by the same rules as everybody else. Jeremy Hohola out there saving the world one ticket at a time. But the more serious matter is this idea of a potential quota in the Parking Enforcement Division. What kind of proof are we talking about?
We have documents that have this term called daily citation expectation.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Depends who you ask.
Okay.
Is it a quota or
Yeah.
not? We also have some inside sources. One of these guys is talking with us on camera tonight at 10 o'clock. So watch.
Yeah.
Your meters.
Just like that. And I was curious today, real quickly, if a city employee gets a ticket in a city vehicle, they have to pay it personally.
Yeah,
Taxpayers don't pay it.
if they don't
Okay.
have the right permits, they got to pay.
Gotcha. All right, Jeremy, thank you.
I just want to make a difference.
He's a college student who's well beyond Politics 101. He's already the chairman of his county's Republican Party. She's the Supreme Court justice that Democrats hope can hang on until the next liberal president. RBG's fitness routine puts young reporters to shame. And the rescue of a frozen turtle in the high country. I don't want to be overly dramatic, but it's a turtle miracle. Next. The most Colorado thing we saw today was a heroic effort to save a turtle. There's a car crash on Vail Pass over the weekend. After all, the humans involved in the crash were checked out and sent to the hospital. Eagle County paramedics found out that a family's pet turtle had been lost during the crash. The pet turtle, named Turtle was lost on Vail Pass. So firefighters located said turtle. He was frozen. What do you do with a frozen turtle? Apparently you just set him in the sun for half an hour and boom, he starts moving again. Turtle, the turtle lives.
They say it's all about timing, and the next storm, although not a big storm, is coming in during the evening rush and will certainly impact travel about this time tomorrow night. I'm meteorologist Kathy Sabin. It was a sunny and windy day, highs near 60 in the city, clouds already rolling in ahead of a cool front that'll be here overnight. But it's the system off to the west of us that's bringing all of this moisture into Colorado. Great snow producer for the high country where winter weather and travel advisories are in effect. No advisories for the Front Range, but some of you may wake up to a few snow showers west and south of the downtown area. The morning drive shouldn't be impacted too much by this latest weather maker, but certainly by tomorrow night with that heavier band of snow coming in, you will be affected. The southern mountains, well over a foot of snow and wind, so keep that in mind if you're planning travel up that way. For now, all the snow stays in the central and southern mountains, right along the Front Range foothills. A few flurries around 5 a.m. and then that heavy band moves through between 2 and 5. Whole system rolls out of here by about 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Snow forecast about a trace to 2 inches in the downtown area, slightly higher amounts south and east. 23 with mostly cloudy skies tonight. The good news is that wind's going to finally give up. Tomorrow, a cold day as you might expect in late February. Here we're heading into March in a few days. No big changes in one of our snowier months. This pattern, well, we've got lots of sunshine heading into the weekend with highs back in the 60s on Saturday and Sunday. And keep those morning sunrise pictures coming. We sure do love the color.
Let's talk politics, honestly. With the newly elected 19-year-old chairman of the Otero County Republicans, Devin Camacho. Did I mention he's 19?
The age part isn't as big of a deal to me as what the rest is. For example, I'm a Latino in a predominantly white community. I mean, most Republicans in Otero County are Caucasian, so...
You think that's more noteworthy than
I think it's more noteworthy than my age, is for sure.
Devin Camacho got into politics thanks to a high school teacher who preached the importance of civics. That teacher is a Democrat. Camacho says he became a Republican because of his views on social issues and economics. He talked to me about being a young Latino Republican in the time of Trump.
He's effective in the way he gets things done.
What do you think about his style of politics?
I think it's interesting. It's definitely something new. We've never seen anything like this. He certainly shoots from the hip. But people like it. I mean, they knew he was like this. I mean, he's been like this since day one. The voters don't care. They want somebody they're tired of the politics of saying they're going to do it and then they don't. They wanted Trump because he was different and they believed he was going to make a difference, and he already is. So.
You mentioned how proud you were of the fact that you're a Latino conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that President Trump respects Latinos, respects your family, respects your heritage?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. I think he's very respectful of the Latino community. Honestly, I believe that's mainstream media saying that he is anti-Mexican, but I don't believe he is.
How do you reconcile the stuff that he said about Mexicans, about immigrants?
About illegal immigrants.
Sure, about illegal immigrants. Yep.
You know, I think he could have said it differently, but he's correct. I mean, we have an issue with legal immigration.
Where are we going to find you in 10 years?
I honestly don't know, but my goal is to make sure I can make a difference for this country, for Colorado, and for southern Colorado, where I'm from.
Devin Camacho, the new chair of the Otero County Republicans. Congratulations again, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Hey, may I make a recommendation? Point you towards something that is not from us, but is worth checking out. Ruth Bader Ginsburg apparently knows her way around the bench. We only know this because a political reporter named Ben Schrecklinger got to do Justice Ginsburg's workout routine with the help of her personal trainer. 5 minutes on the elliptical, stretching, push-ups, planks, weight machines, push-ups, you name it. So the video of the Politico article says, I did Ruth Bader Ginsburg's workout. It nearly broke me. Ginsburg will be 84, by the way, in March. We asked Steve Steger if he's up for the challenge of RBG's workout. If he does do it, don't you worry. We will document it here on Next in all of its sweaty glory. You can find a link to the workout on the Next Facebook page.
If you were watching closely, you saw Denver make an appearance during the Oscars, and not the image the city wants to see. They'd much rather share a spectacular scene like this. It's an escape for a man who paints only for particular people.
It allows me to shut off that side that's been working all day and gives me a break.
The view from where he sits, next.
Denver got a shout out during the Oscars last night. Not exactly a shout out, more like an appearance, if you didn't blink, during a commercial break. It was during an ad for Samsung and its partnership with the New York Times to share the world with a 360-degree view. Some beautiful, striking scenes, Bolivia to Madagascar. And then there was a shot of Denver, of a homeless camp, captioned, "Sleeping on the cold streets of Denver, USA." It was real for sure. There it is. We've covered this city's struggles with homelessness issues before, and now all of America knows. When someone leaves a job on good terms, hopefully you at least get a cake, if not a little goodbye party. But there's a man in Denver who has made it his mission to give the people who leave his company something to help them remember the view from their little corner of the working world.
I think one of the biggest things about views like this and having them is that people start getting accustomed to it, to the point where you hardly ever look out the window anymore. Part of the job of somebody like me that can paint is to look out the window and take note of things that are really kind of special. So when I find out someone is leaving the company for a better job or more education or retiring, I ask them what they would like in terms of a view. I do that in order to give them something to remember us by, something to kind of help recall their time with us and their time in a place with these wonderful views that we do have. I work as a computer programmer, so I work in software. And to try and do that 8 hours straight is just not really a good thing. It allows me to shut off that side that's been working all day and gives me a break. You can't get up into a tall office skyscraper and spend hours, if you will, trying to paint a view. I get to do it every day. And I think that's kind of one of the ways that it improves me, is that I don't have to do it straight through. I do an hour's worth, and then I have 24 hours to think about what I did in order to make a change or to make it better or to go the next step. But the point of being here and doing it now is that for me, it helps me break up my day, and it's a sense of that place that you just can't get any other way.
John's been painting during his lunch breaks every day since 2009. We met John when a coworker of his sent us an email asking us to introduce John to all of you watching at home. If you know someone that all of Colorado deserves to meet, please do let us know. Email next@9news.com or get our attention with the hashtag HeyNext. So you guys are blowing up my email and my Twitter timeline tonight to talk about one thing, the Target rock, and how wrong you think I am on this. Just a couple of you wrote to say that only drivers are to blame for hitting the Target rock. Jason, Lauren, Daryl, Julie, Lily, Morris, John, Brent, David, Don, Ken, Nate, Tammy, Susan, Jay. Okay, we get the point. Final feedback. The envelope, please. Thank you, Cody. This is going to go well, I'm sure. This is the last one that they give me. And what do we have? This is from Twitter. Michael writes, 9 News in a nutshell. Kyle Clark is garbage. Maybe this is wrong too, huh? Maybe he means somebody else's garbage. No, he definitely means me. I'll see you next time.